The news of the embezzlement spread like wildfire through the company. Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here. Our idiom today is to spread like wildfire. What spreads like wildfire when it comes to your business or in your business or while you're supersizing your business? This idiom's been around since the 1800s. Benjamin Disraeli is credited with saying it and using it in writing in 1837 in Venetia, I believe is the work that he used it in. It means to become known very quickly. Bad news travels fast. We've heard that. Something that spreads like wildfire means the information gets out there really, really quickly. The informal information network in all of our organizations, because we control the formal network of information, the dissemination of information, usually top down, and sometimes we put systems in place to have bottom up in our organizations so that communication flows both ways very, very readily. But for the most part, the informal network of communication in our organizations travels much more quickly than the formal one does. This idiom, I like this idiom because it reminds us that we only control so much of the information that goes on in our companies, right? And in the business that we're growing. Gossip is a huge example of how fast information travels, whether it's true or not. It travels really, really fast. And that's part of the challenge with communication in our organizations and in our corporate cultures as well, or in our business cultures. If you don't have a big giant corporation or you're an LLC, you probably don't call it a corporate culture, you just call it your culture. And most business owners, guess what? You don't even think about it at all or even pay attention to it or know that it exists, which can be very detrimental to supersizing and growing your business. So I have probably lots of stories that I could share about how quickly news travels when it comes to within our organizations. I mean, in corporate America, it was amazing some of the stuff that would go around, and you would just be like, there's no way that is true. And then there'd be other things that you'd hear and you'd be like, that could be true. So we want to be careful about our culture in our organization and how information actually gets shared. That's why I say it's always better to be open and honest and forthright and authentic with your information in your organization, because people are going to find out, and if they don't have the facts, they'll make stuff up. Human beings abhor a vacuum, so if there isn't information available or they get pieces of the information, it's like the old telephone game in grade school. The message that the teacher would say at the beginning, by the time it got to about the third person, it was totally different than what she actually said, the sentence she actually said or shared. And so we want to keep that in mind, our organization. We might put something out there in one way, but it gets misinterpreted and then passed on. And by the time the people that need to implement the information that we're sharing actually have to implement it, unless they are wise enough, which hopefully we've trained them to be wise enough to come and ask questions, we'll be putting forth and implementing something that is totally misinterpreted and not really the right thing. That's why we get mismatches in results versus some of the initiatives we have in our businesses. So love to know your experience with this particular idiom and expression. What kind of things spread like wildfire in your organization or in your friend group or in your life? Share one story or one thing, because I think it'd be fun to learn from one another. Otherwise, just go out, make it an awesome day, and pay attention to how information is flowing in your organization. Have a great day, and I'll, of course, be seeing tomorrow with another interesting idiom. What does it mean? Where does it come from? And how might you use it to grow and supersize your business? Have an awesome day. Bye.